Micklow, and I'm here with Fear. Yay!
Yes, indeed.
Best stage name, Leaving.
Yes.
How did you come up with that?
Well, I wanted somebody to be able to say, well, I'm leaving. And I say, no, you're not, I am.
Are there a lot of people that don't get it? I mean, like,
yes,
they just think
but that
leaving.
that was part of the fun.
Yeah, it's part of the punk of it, that it's kind of
Absolutely,
cheeky and
absolutely.
strange.
We don't want everybody to get it. What the heck, man? It has to be esoteric in some degree.
Yeah, for sure. So a couple months ago, I was in New York City, and I went on John Joseph from Cro-Mag's walking tour, the Lower East Side.
Yes.
And he was talking about, he was reliving the memories of your famous SNL night where you performed.
Oh, what a night that
And
was.
you guys tore the place, they tore the place apart.
Yes.
What was it like for you guys? Like
It was great. John Belushi, may he rest in peace, got us on the show, absolutely. And we had just done a song called Neighbors that I wrote, and John would sing pieces of it, and he would say, no, man, I want you to sing it. And so I would sing it, and then I would get him to sing some of it, and he's such a good mimic, he would sing it exactly the way like I did, so you wouldn't even know who it was, and it was just great. We play when you play Saturday Night Live, the musical guest plays two sequences. So we came on the early sequence. It was just Fear. We played for the existing audience just like they regularly do, and we did two songs. I think New York's All Right and something else. And then for the second set of songs, we had an audience that John had invited from Washington, D.C., which contained a whole bunch of people in bands and things. And so during that set of two songs, in the middle of one of them, Let's Have a War, I think, I dropped the microphone. One of the kids that John had invited up, first of all, they filter out into the studio where Mr. and Mrs. America from Missouri and Kansas are sitting, and they've never seen anything like this before. And they see these people with spiked hair and tattoos coming into the studio, and they think their lives are going to be ending really soon, and they're scared to death. We start to play. I don't even get the count. I don't even get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 out. And the kids are up on stage, diving off the stage, and the people in the audience are just scared shitless, man. Finally, one of the kids picks up the microphone and yells in the microphone, F New York! Fuck New York! The 15-second fail-safe device doesn't catch it. It goes out to the entire America. The president of NBC is at home with his wife in bed watching Saturday Night Live, just like he always does. He gets on the hotline and calls the studio and says, do you know who this is? Cut! Get them off! Cut! I'll have your job! Cut! So they cut and they go to stock footage. That was our performance on Saturday Night Live. How punk rock could it be? It was perfect.
Well, so for you, and what was going through your minds? Were you just freaking out?
Not at all. It was a normal show.
Yeah, and that happens all the time. But Mr. and Mrs. America from NBC Studios in New York at Rockefeller Center are not used to seeing this or hearing it, and so it was absolutely perfect. The juxtaposition of our performance with an NBC Saturday Night Live show was oil and water, absolutely punk rock perfect.
Yeah, but be honest, did you guys have any idea that might happen by inviting your friends?
It was said that we did $100,000 worth of damage.
Yes.
Yes.
But we are professionals.
It was said that we did $30,000 worth of damage to the studio. And we said to them, no, that's a patent lie. We're professionals. We did $150,000 worth of damage to the studio. We fucking counted it ourselves.
Were you scared you might have gotten sued, though?
That never came to my
It wasn't
mind.
us. We didn't throw the pumpkins.
And it was John's joke. It was all John's doing. And at the end of the show, the camera went on him, and John just lifted an eyebrow like he and I are both able to do, and looked at the camera and went like this. Because he had just left the show. It was non-amicable. he wanted to get back at them, and this was the most perfect revenge he or I or anyone else could have thought of. We shut the show down. We didn't do it on purpose. We had no knowledge of it. It was all John's doing. But in retrospect, it was absolutely perfect and thoroughly enjoyable.
Yeah, and you had no motive to make it stop because it was a bit of revenge then.
That's right. But it was also an incredible opportunity for us.
Yeah.
You know, we missed out on playing one other song or something, but the setting of it was so perfect, it was well worth the expenditure.
Exactly. In SNL moments, that is still like outside of the punk community. That's a very documented moment in SNL history.
God bless Rolling Stone magazine, who said this year that we, Fear, were the most memorable performance in the entire history of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
So man, you can't beat that with a whip, and you can't buy that kind of shit, man. That's golden.
Yeah, you guys are legends, and that performance was legendary.
Jimmy the Robot!
You guys attended the premiere of the new docuseries Punk, which is going to air on EPIX. Because you guys are such a big part of the punk scene in the early days, were you featured in it?
We were not mentioned in it whatsoever. They felt behooved to omit us entirely from their entire performance. And come point of fact, it's not really a punk rock show. It's an old wave bunch of guys with long hair trying to jump onto the punk rock scene. God bless them for trying.
Well, so there was a big scuffle there where Marky Ramone and John Lydon really got into it verbally. What was that like? What was it about?
Big scuffle, I don't know if I would go that far. We've seen some big scuffles that involve like many people fighting all in one place. But no. This was just a difference of opinion, and it was extremely entertaining. I thought it was very funny. I haven't seen a comedy routine that was equal to that in a long time. It was very cool.
We were saying that it's like, was John Lydon paid for that? Because back in the day, the Sex Pistols, that was their thing. They caused media frenzies all the time, left and right, and that was...
Yes, it was probably part of exactly what he was doing that night, like he would always do, and I thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
If you don't speak, you don't get SAG.
That's right. and both John and Marty look good. Marky, looked good in it. You know, nobody took any guff from anybody, and everybody stated their opinion. And I thought it was very entertaining when Johnny would say, "It's fucking awful. That's why it was. They're fucking boring. Is why." That sort of thing. I mean, you know, how could you not enjoy that?
Been around for over 40 years. Can you share some of your stories and how the punk scene has changed in your opinion in all these years?
Absolutely. In the early days, nobody knew how to play, and when we joined the scene, we had all been playing for years and years, so that was patently not going to be the way we were described. We figured by taking unfair advantage, we would rise to the top like Cream. I don't mean the Eric Clapton band. And it just worked out perfectly. Everything went as planned. Before you know it, we were rolling in dough. We had like small horse ranches in Bel Air, California, where the real estate is not as cheap as it is in some other neighborhoods. And we were just doing well and have been ever since. God bless America.
We started a horse farm called Tarzana. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
You guys are the best. I love you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Ladies and gentlemen, point of departure. Watch Last Rockers TV, or we'll be out to see you. We know where you live. What are they for? What are they for?